A very good morning to one and all. On the behalf of St. John Institute of Pharmacy and Research, I, Teresa Bobbin, student of Master in Pharmacy in Quality Assurance, extend a warm welcome to each one of you to our 15th session of SCIENTIA. Before commencing with the session, let us have a small video of our college campus. Now I would like to commence with our today's session, which is entitled How to Write Research Paper in Scientific Journal. It is a pleasure for me to introduce our eminent speaker for today's session, Dr. Popat Mohite sir. Dr. Popat Mohite sir is an associate professor in the Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry in St. John Institute of Pharmacy and Research. Sir has pursued his B.Pharm from SVPM's College of Pharmacy, Baramati, M.Pharm from Dr. HLT College of Pharmacy, Bangalore, and PhD in Pharmacy from Vinayaka Missions University, Tamil Nadu. He is having total of 15.5 years of teaching experience. He has published 70 research and review papers in various national and international journals of repute. He is an editorial board member and reviewer of scientific journal. He has published 1 patent and received 3 research awards. He received a grant of worth 6.4 lakhs from the University of Pune. With this brief introduction, now I would request Sir to take over the session.
Yes. Good morning. My screen is visible to all of you. Yes, shall I start? Just 1 minute. Yes, good morning to one and all. Sorry for technical error. Now it's my great pleasure to deliver the session on SCIENTIA organized by St. John Institute of Pharmacy and Research, Palghr. My topic is how to write the research paper in scientific journal. The word starts from the research. Searcher is an old French word, and if we add here re, means when we are doing any repetitive search on the previous work, it is called as the research. So what is this research terminology? Research terminology is the intensive search with the purpose of becoming a certain things. Means it is a systematic investigation into a reality to gain certain knowledge. If we carry out certain type of the searches and that came into the reality, that may be useful for the society, that may be useful for the human beings, then it is called as the research. The topic mostly related with the steps which are used in the writing or planning a research paper. Mostly according to me, 5 steps are there. If we plan to write a research paper, first step is called as the define your research topic. When we define our research area, after defining the research area, we have to select our research topic. And after selection of research topic, again we have to refine the topic of the paper. Then according to the selection of topic, we have to plan for the second step, that is plan your search. That is also called as the literature survey. So what is this in literature survey? We have to collect the background information and whatever the research has been carried out previously in the topic of our interest. After that, we have to carry out, that is the step third, search for the resources, that is called as the method for collection of the data. Which resources are available? That may be the different research articles, books, or various literatures from which we can collect the information. After performing the 3 steps, we have to go to the step 4, that is the most important, that is the create an outline of our research paper. We have to create this outline stepwise, that we are going to discuss. And after creating the outline, this step is write your research paper. After creating the outline, we can write a research paper in the following steps. So these are the 5 most important steps. That is the selection of the topic, literature survey, searching of the resources, then creation of the outline, as well as the writing of the research paper. If you remember these 5 steps in research paper writing, then it will be very useful to all of you. Now, what is the structure of the research paper as the outline is created? So what is that outline? The outline of this research paper or any type of the paper consists of mainly 3 parts. That is, first one is the introduction. In introduction, see here, the main parts are there: introduction, then body of the research paper, and then third one is the conclusion. In introduction, we are supposed to write the thesis statement. What is our thesis statement? Before that, in introduction or main body of the research paper, it consists of different subheadings, or that is called as the subtitle. First one is the abstract, then second, the introduction or body of the paper, then extensive literature survey that we carry out, then methodology that we are going to adapt or that is adopted in our research. Then from the research, we have to conclude our results. Then from the results, whatever the results obtained, we have to discuss that results. And from all this, whatever the conclusion is made along with the future prospects. Then references, and lastly the appendices if any. So these steps, or that is also called as the outline of the research paper, we have to take care before drafting the body of our paper. These steps are for every research paper which are to be published in the scientific journals. Now what is this steps or what are the subtitles, we'll see in detail. First one is the abstract. What is to be written in the abstract? Abstract is nothing but the little bit briefly introduction about the aim of the study, that is aims and objective of the study, which methodology is being adopted, and what are the results and their findings. So in summary, in short, we can say that it is the summary of the research which is carried out. Second part is the introduction, or that is called as the thesis statement. Here three important words are there that is used. What is the purpose of the research, why it is carried out, that is based on the discussion. Then second thing, what is the research question, why the research is carried out, and what is the background of the research, that is called as the rationale behind the study. In introduction, we are supposed to use such type of the statements related to the purpose of the research, what is the research question raised, and what is the background of that research paper, or what is the background of the research. Then next one, literature review. In literature review, it is also written sometimes in the introduction part also, where the summary of the conclusion that have been reached by the previous literatures which are written by the different researchers, where the main highlights are what is their main issue they have solved and what are the controversies they found around that problem. So that hypothesis we have to take from the literature survey. Next part is the methodology. In methodology, we are supposed to demonstrate which methods are adopted or which methods are used in the study of the topic. And here the explanation related with the methods of data collection and the methods which are used for that analysis. For example, if we take the methods of data collection, so how the literature survey is carried out, which journals are used, which sites are used, that we have to include. And for experimental work, which methods are used, that we have to add in the methodology part. The next one is the results. In results, what we are doing, we are supposed to represent the findings of our research. If we present the findings of our research in an orderly manner, means as per our aims and objective, whatever the aims and objective we have planned, according to that, whether our results are obtained or not, that we have to present in orderly manner, and also according to the methodology that we have adopted. Then next title is the discussion. From the results, we have to discuss the findings of our research, what understandings, what you want to suggest, and if there is any unexpected things that came out of our research, that also we have to present in the discussion part. Then next one is a conclusion. In conclusion, we have to sum up all our findings. Then also we have to highlight all the significance of outcomes of our study, and is there any further research is needed, that is the future perspective of our research. It is similar to our, in short, similar to our abstract, where the summary of all the research is given. Then the next one is the referencing part, that is the most important, where as per the author guidelines, we are supposed to represent or write our references. The basic method is to list the alphabetically all the references that are cited in the text of the report or text of the thesis. And lastly, appendixes, where whether there is some questionnaire is used to carry out that research, surveys are being conducted, or any other relevant documents that is being used to carry out this research. So that is the basic outline, or that is called as the structure of the research paper. For writing any research paper, we have to think, or we have to draft the paper by considering the structure of this research paper. So we'll see in detail what is the abstract and how to write this abstract. As I said, abstract is a summary of body of the information which explains the main claim and argument of the paper, means main aims and objective and what are the results obtained in the research paper or research finding. So 2 to 3 main questions are there. First question that we have to answer in the abstract, that is, why did you do this study or project? Why did you carry out this project? What did you know, or what did you find in this research, and what do your finding means? Means if these 4 questions are answered in your research work, then automatically you will compile your abstract section. So these 4 questions are most important while writing the abstract section. Then next one, how to write the introduction section. In introduction section, first point is the brief description of our topic. That is the first paragraph that we have to give, is the brief description of the topic that we have taken for our research. Then second paragraph mostly related with why this topic is worth researching, or why this type of the research is carried out, that is the rationale behind this research. The next one, few research statements or research objective we have to add here. Then what is the method used, what is the scope of the study, and overview of the paper. Last paragraph is related with the overview of the paper. Means an attempt is being used for example, if chemistry is there, to synthesize certain new derivatives of heterocyclic compounds, evaluate their biological activity by so and so method. That is a brief overview of the rest of the paper is given. So these 5 parameters we have to consider while writing the introduction. That is a brief introduction, why this topic is worth researching, what are the objectives used, and what is the scope of the study and overview of the research. In literature survey, on which the total research is based or research paper is written. So 4 guide questions are there for this one. First one, what is the present state of knowledge regarding the topic of under consideration? So what is the present state? That we have to confirm from the extensive literature survey. So whatever the previous researchers had performed the same type of the work, is there any similarity, is there any difference, that we have to carry out in this question. Then how this study is related to the proposed study, that we have to give the answer for this question. We have to supposed to write in the literature review. What is the quality of that study? Quality of the study is reviewed. And how will the proposed study contribute to the existing literature? The last most important question, that is how the proposed study will contribute to the existing literature. If we give the answers of all these questions related with the selected research topic, then it will be very easy to write the literature review about the research paper. Sometimes this literature review part is merged with the introduction part. It is not written separately in the research article. So it is merged with the introductory part of the research paper. The next one is the methodology that is adopted. So here, which methodology are adopted by the researchers? That is the research methods which are used. Then how these methods are used, that is the justification of the research method and the approaches that are being used to carry out this study. For example, if you carry out any synthetic procedure or analytical method development procedure, so which type of the methods are used? For example, conventional method of synthesis, if it is used, or microwave assisted method is used, or ultrasound assisted method is used. Again, in that, whatever the parameters are used, how this procedure is carried out, that we have to supposed to write. Then explain the method of data collection and analysis. Here, how the method is used and the justification for data analysis of that method, that we have to write in the methodology part. And next one, the conclusion, that is related with the results and discussion. So sometimes results and discussion should focus on this part. So whatever the results and discussions are there, sometimes they are written in the experimental part also in some journals, and in some journals they are written separately. So in conclusion, we have to sum up all our findings and what is the outcome of our research, that we have to give, that is the expected outcome, and what is the recommendation or implication indicated by that finding. Means what is your conclusion that you want to convey to other researchers who will refer your paper, that you have to consider. That is the conclusion part. Then next one is the references part. And references part, the most simple method that adopted is alphabetical writing of the references which are being cited in the text of the report. But one of the method, that is a Vancouver format method, that is used. I have given here the reference, how to write the reference of the paper. See here, when we are referring any research paper, go for writing firstly the author's names. If author's names are more than 2 or 3, we can indicate it by using the ital, etc. all. After giving the author's name, write down the article title. After article title, the journal name. Mostly, as per this Vancouver format, the journal name is written as per the abbreviations which are accepted by the ACS, American Chemical Society, or any other agencies. Then year of publication of that research article. Then volume of that article, in which volume that article is being published. Then issue, and lastly the page number. And last one, that is the, now most of the journals are having this DOI, that is called as the digital object identifier number. If we put this number, we will get the article information or total article. So like this, we have to write the references of the journals. Also, there are other system, that is the Howard system is there. Apart from this, so many journals are there which have developed their own system, and in that author guidelines, it is provided, that is how to write the references for particular journal. Now last one, that is appendix. In appendix, in most of the cases, this appendix is used in the thesis, not in the research paper. Here the data related to the research is being attached in the form of the appendices. That may be the questionnaire which is used to carry out that research, various surveys that are used, or any relevant documents. For example, if we are in the certificate of analysis, that is the COA certificates, or if you are in the plagiarism report, like this, everything is to be attached in the appendix section. Now the most important point while writing the research paper is the plagiarism, because whatever the outline we have said, that is to be considered by taking into the plagiarism. So what is this plagiarism? Plagiarism is nothing but passing of someone else's work as your own work. Means somebody has performed his work, and same work you are passing to other researchers. So here, what is the statement here? Be original, don't plagiarize. Sometimes what happens, if we use their work, but we are not acknowledging their work. So if acknowledge, how it is to be acknowledged? By adding their references, by making their citations, or sometimes by taking the permissions from that researchers. Shall I add your data in our research paper? Or sometimes inadequate paraphrasing. Inadequate paraphrasing means same type of the statement that they have used in their research paper, same we are copying it and pasting it in our research paper. If we do like that, then that is called as the plagiarism. See, this slide mostly gives the idea, that is what is this plagiarism. The act of presenting another's work or ideas as our own ideas. Means you have stolen the other works and you are representing. So it is called as the plagiarizer. And this is a crime. Plagiarism is the crime. So if we consider outline of the paper as well as the plagiarism rule is followed in your research, then we can write the good research paper in the good scientific journals. So what are the steps in writing the research paper? Already discussed, that is, we have drafted the outline of our research paper. Our draft is ready. But after that, what is next? Till we have not selected any journal. So next step is the identification of the journal. How the journal is identified for research publication. After the identification of the journal, study of the author guidelines of that journal. And next step is the write of the research paper. Now we are having our draft, and we have to make only the some modification in our manuscript, that is called as the research paper, as per the author guidelines. So identification of the journal, study of the author guidelines, and writing of the research paper as per the author guidelines and scope of that journal. Now, what is the criteria for the journal selection? Now, criteria for journal selection mostly depends on the what is the reference listing of that journal. Then what is the citation score, or that is called as the impact factor of journal. That may be the journal scientific, journal citation report, that is a JCR or SJIF, or so many indexing agencies are there now in market according to that, but we have to look into the well-known and reputed, for example, SJR, that is scientific journal indexing, then JCR, journal citation reports, then how it is circulated, whether it is in offline mode or online mode, what is the journal type, whether it is open access journal or whether it is provided with the subscription only, then time lag, what is the time required to accept that paper, review paper or anything else. Then next most important, what is the reputation of the editors, or which type of the publishers are their editors are having. Then the most important point here, whether it is a professional type of the publications or commercial ownership, means is there any publication charges are charged by the editors, and what is the quality of the publication. So while selecting the journal, we have to consider all these points. Here I also prepare another slide which gives the idea, that is what is the scope and publishing history of that journal, means whether the scope of that journal matches with our research article. If the scope matches, then and then we can select our journal, select our topic or publishing in that journal. If scope does not matches, we cannot select that journal. And what is the publishing history, is the same type of the articles are being published in that journal. Then next one is the ranking and recognition of that journal. What is the ranking? Because every year JCR gives the or publishes the ranking of the journals, that is the impact factor base, and after publishing that ranking, what is the recognition of that journal. That information is available on JCR site, that is journal scientific, journal citation reports. We have to collect that information, that is what is the impact factor of the journal, what is the citation score of that journal, how many articles are published, how many volumes are published, how many issues are published for that journal. Then what is the publishing type. Now the journals which are from the well-known publishers, that is Elsewhere, Taylor and Francis, they are giving their publishing time on the website of that journal, that is called as the matrices of the journal. Then what is the acceptance rate of that journal, that also we have to consider. If 100 manuscripts are submitted to that journal for publication, how many are accepted, how many are rejected. So we have to also consider the acceptance rate of that journal. Then what is the content requirement, that is as per the author guidelines, what type of the content is required. Then whether it is open access journal or any type of the subscription is required, or after acceptance of that paper, is there any fees, that is called as the publication fees, or any other charges are charged by that journal. So we have to consider all these points before selecting the journal for the publication. Now here is the one of the Elsewhere site, that is a journal finder is presented, in which we are having our research topic that we have to paste here, that is a paper title, then paper abstract that we have drafted, then keyword that we have used, and just go here, find the journals. Directly you will get the journals related with your topic or your abstract or keyword that you have used. And after that, the last step is the refine your search. Again, you can add the filters, and after adding that filters, you can go for the searching of the different journals. Now this is the site, that is Elsewhere site I have provided. Along with these other sites are there, that is the Bentham is there, Taylor and Francis is there, which are in same type of the window, that is find journals. Now see here the indexing and ranking of the journals. So many agencies are there which are having the indexing and ranking of the journals, but mostly accepted, worldwide accepted, is the Collaborate Analyte, that is also called as the Web of Science. Then next one is the Scopus, then Index Copernicus. If the journal is recognized by Claveret Analytic or Scopus, we can say that it is a good journal. Along with this, so many are there. I have given here the list of that indexing agencies. Now, how the journal matrix is given. See here, this is the information related with the Taylor and Francis journals. That is what is the acceptance rate of that journal. In how many days they are giving there. I have not given the name of that journal here, but when we submit our research paper to that journal, within 25 days, they are supposed to give the first decision about our paper, whether paper is accepted or rejected or any revision is required. Then after that, 40 days are required from submission to the first post review decision. Then 59 days are required for acceptance of our research paper to the online publication, and see the acceptance rate. Acceptance rate is only 21%. That we have to consider the journal matrices. Now the last slide, that is most important, how to publish research paper. By considering all the points that we have studied or how this process is carried out. Now we have seen the journal selection process, how the journal is selected. Consider we have selected X journal, then we have written the paper as per the author guidelines, that is the manuscript is prepared as per the author guidelines for that journal. Then the journals are having their window for submission of the manuscripts. Certain windows are used where we have to register, or some are accepting the manuscript by the email also. We have to submit the manuscript to their window by registering there. You will have your own author account. After submitting the manuscript, it will go peer review, that is a blind review, which will be sent to the different reviewers. Now, upon the recommendation from the reviewers, whether any type of the revision is required or whether it is accepted as it is without any modification or whether it is rejected, that report is given in your author account. If revision is required, that is also shown in the author account. But if it is rejected after doing so many steps, then we have to again go for the selection of the another journal. Means we cannot stop here. You can go for the selection of another journal. Again, same process will start. Then after the revision, or if the research paper is accepted as it is, the next step is the acceptance. After acceptance, the copy editing process will be there. Then English editing is there. Then proofreading. The manuscript is sent up to you. After acceptance, is there any changes? That is the proofreading. And finally, your research paper will be published on the journal website as per the volume which is going on currently, volume issue, and it will be notified to you, and it will be available on the journal website. So this is all about how to write the research paper as per the outline, how to publish it, how to select the journal, how the research is carried out. So this is all about the how to write the scientific research paper in the national or international journals of the repute. I hope all of you understood this, because this is very vast topic. It is not possible to present this topic within 1 hour, but whatever the major or important points that I have highlighted here, the most important highlight is the outline of the draft, outline of the paper. Then second one is the selection of the journals and how to write the research paper, and how to select the journal, that is the indexing factor or recognition factor of the journal. This is all about from my side. If any question is there, all the audience are free to ask me. Yes. Any question from the students, staff? Anyone can ask the question because it is a free discussion. It is required for everyone. Shall I stop? Yes, one question is there from Apurva. Sir, could you please guide us about how to find the Scopus Index journal? Okay. To find out the Scopus Index journal, you have to go to the Scopus site. After going there, search for the sources. On the right hand side corner, the sources tab is given. In that, you have to add the title of the journal. Title is there, ISBN number is there. If you add the title of your journal, you will get the information and directly it will show whether your journal is indexed in the Scopus or not. If you are having the ISBN number, if you are having the title of your journal, that you have to put there. Then it will give the information up to what year your journal is indexed in the Scopus. If some journals are indexed up to July 2022, they are also showing the information. Also, it shows the site score for that journal. What is the site score for that journal? Yes, Apurva? Yes, understood? Just go to the Scopus site. Yes, anything else? You can also put your question in chat box. Yes, I think no questions from audience. So I conclude my session. I am very much thankful to the SCIENTIA team for giving me opportunity to deliver the session on how to write the scientific research paper. I am very much thankful to the principal madam of St. John Institute of Pharmacy and Research, Palghr, the whole SCIENTIA team, and all the teaching and non-teaching staff as well as the students who are involved in this activity. Thank you one and all.
Good morning, everyone. It is my privilege to propose a vote of thanks for today's session. I would like to thank our eminent speaker, Dr. Popat Mohite, sir, for enlightening us with his knowledge. Today's webinar gave us deep insight into topic how to write a research paper in scientific journal. Sir has focused on various points like the structure of the research paper, 4 guide questions of the literature survey, which methodology has to be used to carry out the study, how to write the referencing according to reference style, what is basically a plagiarism, steps in writing the research paper, the criteria to select a journal, and how to publish a paper. We would soon be continuing with another session. Please do not leave the meeting. We'll be starting it very soon.